trust these hoes, no, 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 no. I must stay focused on these big bank rolls. I can't trust these hoes, no, 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 no. I cannot trust these leeches. I cannot trust these streets. I cannot trust these bitches. I gotta trust on me. I cannot tell my business. Stretching out racks, no fitness. Yeah, I swear we go. We need to go down and get this. I put the gang on my shoulders and carry on. I put the strap on my shoulder and bring it home. Haters be low-key fans and singing my songs. I swear to God, if I see them in person, I'm doing them wrong. I gotta stay focused, they pull out their camera, take pics. Every time I'm closing my eyes, I'm seeing me running from pigs. She don't speak or don't talk, she shy, she needed something to get lit. You coming and fuck up the vibe, we scratching your name off the list. Yeah, yeah, I got my soul in this. Yeah, 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 then I told them this. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, gotta stay focused. Yeah, 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 we don't focus. I must stay focused on these big bank rolls. I can't trust these hoes. No, 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 no. I must stay focused on these big bank rolls. I can't trust these hoes. No, 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 no.
Yeah, make it too big, it can't fit in the driveway. I've been fucking hard since Big Worm been on Friday. I've been tripping hard on these hoes since MySpace. Taking the top out of beans, baby. Taking the top out of beans. If I pull up with your rent, baby, you gotta swallow my kids. If I'm a dog, I'm a pit, baby. Having fantasy love with a rich lady. I put it on my lip. She mad, I told my friends. I stopped hanging with your nigga, just fuck on you. Every day, baby, on your daddy. And I wanna caress you, just fuck on you, bitch. I'm trying to add you to my life. Rose gold beans, rose gold rims and ties. Rose gold shaded chain gang. All's brother is bro, that is up in Petersburg. Slaw, make your pussy.
Today, we're going to talk about the loaded MLB slate, craft up some PrizePicks winners, and let's cash a squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. I really want to fade Tiger today. I hate saying that. It doesn't feel right. I mean, who else has the sack to do it?
How are we not pairing this with Judge? Fading the GOAT, I feel like a Judge pairing is required.
You know, Jovan, I could be convinced, and I think I am.
The Sooners to take care of business by 4+ runs tonight. I think the offense for Oklahoma really picks it up. When we have Kyson Witherspoon on the mound, I will take my chances that the offense is going to do enough to get this into a pretty ugly game.
There's not enough glue guys to go around, Jovan. They got no glue guys in that locker room in Philly. Zero. They got the opposite. They got the most toxic team of all time. They don't give a hoot. Let's leave them in the Big 2-4.
Have to.
At least for now.
Crabs,
I would have taken Peebles if he was up there.
I'm gonna meet.
Dude, there's no way we're talking about sped up videos.
Dude, he was cooking. He was absolutely cooking. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 676 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by SeatGeek. If you're not buying your tickets on SeatGeek, what are you doing? Start buying your tickets on SeatGeek today, the best ticket purchasing app out there by far. You plug in code Bookit10, and you get a discount on all your purchases going forward as we get a 10-unit sub whale from Total Slayer. Holy smokes.
Let's go, Slayer. Go.
That's how you start the day off. Come on.
Start it off quickly.
We're not even a minute into BTL, and we got Total Slayer dropping 10-unit whales.
It's just hard. It's just
Nobody
hard.
tell Trent. You're going to ruin his day today.
Dude, Trent's
W Total Slayer. Gummy One coming in hot with a resub as well. Cannot let that get swept. Gummy One, you're him. I know you already know. You don't need me to tell you, but I will. You're him. Okay, you're him, Gummy One. Appreciate the subbies. Total Slayer. I mean, don't even get me started, bro. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT, Total Slayer. I hope you cashed big time this weekend. I hope you had a Rory ticket. Hope you hit all your bets. Okay. Jovan, how you doing? Do you have a good weekend?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. W's.
It's yours.
Solid. No complaints. Let's see if we can get some more subbies rolling in. Not yet. They're coming though. W Krabs, W Jovan, WJ Thorpe in the chat. DeGrom might need shoulder surgery or something. OG Sauer's saying, hey, it's early, guys. It's early. We got a lot of baseball left. Okay.
So much.
Jovan, I'm really excited to get to my steamed crabs today. So we're going to power through the recaps as we have a hype train moving and grooving because OG Sauer is actually him. As if you guys did not know. OG Sauer is him. W's. WBTL, W Banana. Appreciate you in the chat. What's up, Gootsy?
I do quickly want to shout out Roy. That was one of the greatest Masters of all time. I tweeted it on Wednesday that he would win. I knew it. Felt different. My favorite golfer of all time. Just want to shout him out. So shout out Roy.
Sure.
Finally got it done.
Yes. And shout out Christian Does It as well. W, let's cash this week. Yes, sir, Christian. W week last week. Okay, and I want to, add on to what Gooch just said there. That was one of the greatest sporting events I've watched all year. Maybe in the last year. If that didn't, make you feel something, I don't know what to tell you. That was just incredible. I don't care if you're a golf hater. I don't care if you've never picked up a stick in your life. If you're a fan of sports or if you appreciate it and you had that turned on at the end, I was almost crying watching the TV. It was unbelievable. You could just tell a weight got lifted off his shoulders that looked like it was 1,000 pounds.
Yeah,
when he was walking up that hill.
He said that wasn't joy. That was just complete relief.
No, that was just for the first time in literally 10 years. He was relaxed.
Yeah. Relief.
That's all it was. And the commentators didn't have to say anything. All they had to do was just show how raw the emotion was from Rory, which, in my opinion, you haven't seen a lot over the last couple of years. You've heard a lot of BS from Rory, and you've heard a lot of covering up, and you've heard a lot of off-the-course issues, which I'm not even going to go into because who knows how true all that stuff is. But for him to put all that to the side, to go out there and win the hardest tournament out there to win after he double bogeyed one. He double bogeyed again on the back nine and went down. But to battle through adversity and still accomplish his goal there with all those great golfers around him, with the round Jay Rose had, God, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a Sunday.
Yep.
What a Sunday.
A lot of fun to watch. And yeah, lads, I do not know what that means. The green jacket does not mean as much. It is the most coveted trophy in the world of golf. So, and it always will be. So that's
it means a lot for him because he's got the Grand Slam. Only 5 guys, shout out 5 guys, have won the Grand Slam, right? That's not common. They don't grow on trees. Not even Phil's done it. Phil's one of the greatest golfers of all time.
It means more because it's just he did something that only 5 of the guys have ever done.
Hey, we can't forget. We still do it all for Years,
but it's only the 6th longest time it's taken someone to win a Masters in between. There's people
we don't
that
have to all agree
on
everything.
It's not just Roy. It's not just Roy.
We don't have to all agree on everything. It's okay. W Rory fan Goots, W Rory hater, yay lads. It's okay. That's okay. Unbelievable Masters yesterday and unbelievable week of squad rides last week. Let's bring this full circle and talk about what matters. 4-1 last week on the squad rides. Now, I do take full blame on that Friday pivot. That's on me. Should have stuck with our guns, stuck with Jovan, who cleaned up shop and swept once again on a Friday with the straight bets. W Jovan, L squad ride. That's on me. We can go ahead and put the recap graphic up there. Goots, that's on me, brother. Sorry for pivoting. We could have had a 5-0 week. We could have had a 5-0 week, but I got too cute. That's on me, boys. Still a solid week, though. Let's keep it in perspective. Okay, that was our best week of squad rides in quite a while. Felt great about BTL last week. Felt great about the squad rides and the plays last week. Let's run it back.
Yep.
Why not us?
Why not?
Okay. Why not us? We got Ian228 coming in hot, resubbing as well. Hella sub banks today, guys. Can we gas you up real quick? Hella sub banks to start out the BTL Monday today. W. Ian, we appreciate you, my man. Let's have a day today. Why not us? And yeah, people forget Ahan is literally hanging out with. I can't even finish the sentence. I'm just seeing clips of Ahan on my feeds arguing about who's the GOAT with Skip Bayless. I feel like I'm in a parallel universe.
Dude, I was so caught off guard the first time I saw it. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. This can't be.
Bro, because the best part is, like, I saw Trent's tweet. Trent's always getting out ahead of that shit. He was one of the first ones to post it. I was just geeking my ass off when I saw it. First 20 seconds is just skip, right? So unless you click on the vid, unless you're listening to the sounds, it's just skip in the beginning. And then all of a sudden it pans to Ahan sitting across from me. I lose it. I have to take a 1.5-minute break. watching the video, laughing my fucking ass off. Not because of the words being said. The words are great. So they're battling back and forth. Who's better, LeBron or MJ? It was just so fucking funny and random seeing Ahan there on the other side of the table. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I don't want to let that get swept either. It was awesome seeing it. Hilarious. W hype train as well, guys. Level 4. Let's fucking go. Love to see it. Oh, we got a hype chest. It says I have to open it up. You guys see this?
A hype chest?
I've never seen.
Oh, yeah. Goots.
What'd you get, Goots? We got a no comment emote. Okay, I've never seen that before, and I'll never talk about it again. I don't know what that was. Okay. All right, cool. W Goots. W Ahan as well. Hilarious. But yeah, L Squad right on Friday. That's on me. But can we pull up the recaps from Friday? Because we still had a very solid day. Bailey Falter was a terrible, terrible square. I think he ended up giving up 3 runs in the first inning. Like I said, though, guys, the earned runs category, knock on wood. I mean, it's been a cash cow so far this season. Let's not let the couple that have not hit, that have looked atrocious, outweigh or let the winners get swept, or I guess cancel out the winners. Because although that looked like a moose shit play, we cannot avoid the earned run category, especially today. Because there are some squares, Jovan, that I'm looking at that I just simply cannot resist. We'll talk about them in a moment here. But
definitely
do not get scared off the earned run category just because of that Bailey Falter square, I guess is my point. 5 for 6 on book plays, and the loser was a squad ride. Jeff, that's on me, bro. Fuck. Still a really good day overall. Jovan, 4-1. Bradley Beal had the greatest game he's had in 3 years. Any comments?
I mean, it just made perfect sense, dude. They're fucking eliminated. They're playing for nothing. He comes out and he's pork. I don't even think he played like the majority of the fourth quarter. He was just mucking for 3 quarters, which was hilarious.
I mean, you could write a book on how Bradley Beal just does everything the wrong way. You could write a book. Perfect example. Friday, team gets eliminated. Bradley Beal goes out there, shows more effort, has a better game than he's had all season, probably combined. You can't make it up.
Yeah.
That's the Bradley Beal way, folks.
That was as great as Brent Rooker off the top of the wall, and also getting walked, I think, twice, was Moose. It was always fantastic.
You're talking about when he was literally 1 inch away from a home run?
Legit inches.
When I was doing the recaps, I looked at that game and I was like, I had to check Brent Rooker like 4 times. Like, there's no way that square didn't hit.
Yeah.
How did they not get him home after that triple?
Dude, I think he got stranded there twice, I'm pretty sure. 1 off the triple, 1 off the walk. And they're both, I think, with less than 2 outs, which was rat piss. And also would have been great for the A's money line there. But yeah, that was rat shit. Also, can't let it get swept that the White Sox won by 10 runs. That was also up there.
Sure.
That was incredible.
And
great work.
Let me add some additional context here because chat's probably forgetting since it was last week. The White Sox were on a 10-game losing streak or 8-game losing streak when you put that on there, correct? And they came through and won?
I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure.
They might have been,
pretty
but
sure.
It just wasn't talked about too much because it's the White Sox.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
just
they
the
were
White
on
Sox. It's kind of business as usual.
Yeah.
Yep. We got the YouTube chat up and moving. How we doing, guys? Yeah, we got some YouTube love today. Don't worry, Moose. I see you in the chat right now. I just had to get it pulled up. W Goats, W Ryder in the chat, W Tanner, WJ DeGoomba, W Team Comeback. Appreciate you guys chilling in the YouTube chat. I got you guys pulled up now. Not letting you get swept. Okay, but would I prefer you to be in the Twitch chat? Sure. It's a little more active, a little more fun over there, and you got to get the squad rides up and moving towards the end, the poll, right? But for now, if you want to lurk in the YouTube chat, sounds good to me. Sounds good. Yeah, as long as you're being active in the chat. All right, W Gents. All right, I want to get to the steamed crabs here. Enough talking about the recap. Enough talking about Friday and last week, Jovan and Goots. You guys mind if I get pissed off about something?
Let's do it, Krabs.
We might need more than 30 seconds for this one. Gootsy, run that shit. Captain America, huh? Jovan, I don't know how tapped you are into the Marvel movies, but I'm pretty sure they didn't just hand out Captain America and that shield and, cape and everything to the first guy on the street who did one thing good or hit a couple home runs. No. Captain America had to earn that shit. Okay, the hard way. Talk about getting it done the hard way. Captain America. Are they just handing out captains to anybody now these days? They're just letting anybody be captain of Team USA? And mind you, this is after Team USA is coming off a loss last year to Japan in the World Baseball Classic, right? I did some digging. I wanted to see what's good with this whole situation, but I wanted to go ahead and get this off my chest. After you lose to Japan last World Baseball Classic, whenever it was, 4 years ago, I forget, a couple years ago, your next move is to bring in Aaron Judge to be the captain, the leader, the heart and soul of your team when he can't even win on his own team that he's getting paid hundreds of $millions to do? What are we fucking doing? What are we doing? Jovan, don't we want to win the World Baseball Classic? Isn't that the goal here at the end, right? To win the World Baseball Classic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I am. Isn't that the end goal here?
Wouldn't taking the best American baseball player right now be as your captain, be putting yourself on the way to that?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it is. Has he earned that? What has he done in New York helping that team win?
Dude, he had 60 home runs in the MVP last year. What do you mean?
And they still didn't win. Much like the World Baseball Classic team last time they were in it, and they still didn't beat Japan. I don't like this move from DeRosa. And I'll tell you what, I don't like just calling Aaron Judge Captain America. Did David Wright pass away from the other New York team? I thought he was Captain America. But then I remembered, of course. Well, I forgot that he also hit sub 200 in the postseason in his career, and people remember him for being a choker in big-time spots. So maybe Aaron Judge is Captain America, and maybe that's just something that those guys share. But this really rubbed me the wrong way. How do you reward Aaron Judge, who has not helped the Yankees team with a top 5 payroll every year he's been there? He can't have his own team that he focuses day in, day out on, helping them win. He can't even get them a win, and then we're just handing him a captain in the World Baseball Classic. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Can't have it. Just can't have it.
Me personally, Jovan, I would pick somebody who wins, right? I'd pick somebody maybe, I don't know, somebody from the Dodgers last year, somebody from maybe the Astros, maybe Altuve, right? Somebody who's a proven winner by any means necessary.
There's an obvious problem with that, Krabs. This is the World Baseball.
Well, yeah, that might make it a little bit tough. But you're picking up what I'm putting down here, Jovan.
Yeah, I mean, who would be the other option? Like Mookie?
Freddie Freeman, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point by Coffee right there. Freddie
Freeman, maybe. Right? What did he do wrong? At least we know he wins. We know he wins games.
Is he not Canadian? I'm pretty sure he's Canadian, no?
He might be Canadian. I don't know.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
They're Musha. That's why
the only Dodgers American option that would make the slightest bit of sense is Mookie.
Mookie's a winner.
Mookie, I mean, yeah, 300s. It's one more than Judge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your captain though?
I'm probably going Mookie Betts. A proven winner, a World Series champ, a leader. Right? I'd probably go Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you reward a guy. I don't know how you reward a guy who's never won anything before. Right? I don't know how you reward a guy. You hand him a captain. He can't even win on his own team.
Bryce Harper's a good shout.
Yeah. Ooh. I was about to say, do we know if they're like actually going to be playing in the World Baseball Classic, so we don't have to see like Lance Lynn on the bump, which I know pitchers are different than hitters.
I would assume if Judge is playing, that means that yes.
That's what I was kind of getting at. If we were going to do the whole like same sentiment as like the Olympic NBA team, if like everybody was going to saddle up and actually play.
I can't believe they overlooked Cubby Mayo, man.
Dude, Goots,
unbelievable.
Goots needs
Captain
to
America.
Snap behind the barn.
Poor David Wright. He's probably so pissed. Just throwing him out in the trash, in the dumpster. Unbelievable. Yeah, Mookie Betts is my captain. Hopefully he ends up playing. I mean, that guy's hitting 350 right now, and he lost 30 pounds before the season. Aaron Judge hasn't hit a home run in 11 days, and we're crowning him Captain America. Nobody's talked about that. Aaron Judge hasn't hit a home run in 11 days. He's stuck on 6.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a hoot about that.
Get your tickets in now for today's game. After that,
we got Oh My Goodness coming in, resubbing as well on the Twitch page. Need some NHL plays today, fellas. Let's find some winners. Okay, sure. Judge is the best player in baseball. You Yankee hater. Sucks not being a Yankees fan. Why would I want to root for a team that never wins the championship in my lifetime? That doesn't make any sense. My team's won championships of late. Get those Judge to go yah tickets in. Beef Stewski, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Krabs, people forget Judge dropped the critical out that led to Cole getting doinked. Give me Captain Mookie. Yeah. Remember when Aaron Judge forgot how to catch a baseball? And nobody talks about that or cares about that because he hits ball far? Right? Jovan, correct me if I'm wrong, but was that not in the World Series?
That was
Crazy
in the World
coincidence.
Series, yes.
Crazy coincidence that a guy who, when the lights are bright, when the postseason comes around, every single time, I'm not missing 1 year. Every single time he's been in the postseason, he has stunk. And you hand him a captain for the World Baseball Classic? How do you think he's going to fucking play there when everybody's watching? The guy hasn't hit over 200 in a postseason in his life. But he's the best player on the best team.
I'll give you this at the very least. I hate that they're giving it to him only because he hasn't done it before. Like, there are guys like, if they're going to play, like Mookie and Trout have been religiously a part of this. Like, if they're going to be a part of it and they're just getting skipped over for captain for a guy who's doing it for the first time, that kind of sucks. So I'll give you that part of it for sure.
You got Bookie Robber coming in, dropping a 5-unit sub whale. Let's fucking go, dudes. 5 subbies coming in from Bookie Robber. Sure he can. We got Fat Girls coming in, dropping a resub. Aaron Judge, Judge Judy, Chocolate Fudge. Don't matter. Krabs and 4. Okay. Fat Girls, you're him. Bookie Robber, you're actually him. Here's another subby coming in. I was so square before BTL. Been around since episode 1. Wow. Oh, episode 1 piece.
Bookie Robber.
1. That is an OG if he's talking about episode 1 piece. Sure he can. Bookie Robber. You're him, bro. You're him. Sure. Awesome. So many subbies today. And so many people hate this take. Guys, look up Aaron Judge's stats in the postseason and tell me that's the guy you want as your captain, your leader of your World Baseball Classic team. It's not the guy I want as my leader or as my captain. Why are we rewarding shit performance in the postseason? I don't get it. I don't get it. And to be honest with you, if I was the Yankees, I'd be pretty fucking pissed. Aaron Judge has some nerve announcing this on the day of the game. How about you worry about going out there and winning a game today? Aaron Judge, you're barely a fucking hair over 500 this season. You lost 3 of your last 5 games. 8-7 with that roster. 8-7 with that salary cap. Give me a break. It's embarrassing. And we're out here not even locked in. Same shit I talked about last year when him and Giancarlo went to the fucking U.S. Open up there in New York mid-season. Is this a joke or a game to them? If I was the Yankees exec, I'd be pissed. I'd be sitting there saying, damn, Judge can't even figure out how to win a postseason series or World Series. And he's out here taking on new tasks. I'd be blown. That would rub me the wrong way. Certainly.
Just might.
By God, let's have a great day today. By God. W by God in the chat. Great to see you, my man. Meanwhile, we have Juan Soto stealing a bag off the Mets and running around there with a Fitbit. Talk about a bad ball player. Yeah, people are starting to ask, is James Wood a better ball player? Not me. People. Jovan, I don't know, man. People think this is a bit. I think it's a joke. It's not. I would love to see the United States of America win the World Baseball Classic. As a fan of baseball, as a fan of the United States of America, I am not happy to see a loser, a player who plays his worst when the lights get brightest, a player who has a sub-200 batting average and strikes out more than he makes contact in the playoffs. That's not the guy I want, let alone on the team, besides being the captain of the team. Skipping ahead of Mike Trout, who's been in there year in, year out. Mookie Betts, who's been in there year in, year out. It's bullshit.
I'll be honest, I'm kind of disappointed that I think that was Goots or whoever was on the Bookit account asking if this made you switch allegiances for the World Baseball Classic. Kind of disappointed you're not coming like Canadian or Dominican for a couple weeks here.
I still got to root for the squads. I still got to root for the squad, man.
That would be all time.
I can't switch. That's where you lose me. Yep. Judge lives rent-free in Krabs' kitchen. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of Aaron Judge, hate talk. Lock in your Yankees ML tickets. All right, let's get to some winners for today. All right, you guys need to be done with this talk. Let's move. Let's groove. All right, let's talk about some plays that we're liking for today. Get it started out on the diamond with a little Giants first fivers. Get out. I want to back this Roop kids. Couple squares up there on PrizePicks make it seem like he's going to have a pretty darn good day. And Jovan, look, you've had some great takes in the NBA. We haven't, talked about the NBA as much recently with those 3-point squares. The season's ending, whatever. You went on a crazy hot streak though with some of those 3 squares during BTL in the middle of the season with those double bagel narratives, right? Those double bagel systems for threes. I don't know if you've had a chance to peep that Easton Lucas earn runs allowed square, but it kind of reminded me of those threes angles and squares you'd bring to BTL. And I think we're in a great spot here. Easton Lucas coming off of 2 damn near perfect outings to start the season. 2 Shugs bagels, if you go look at his chart, right? And he's up there for 2.5 earned runs today. Well, and I just skipped ahead.
Yeah,
I believe, excuse me.
You went straight to the Braves.
Okay. Yeah, I just completely skipped ahead. But Roop has some crazy squares up on PrizePicks. Let me reel this back in. He's got a 4.5 hits allowed square that we're going to talk about here in a moment. And he's going against Taijuan Walker, who also has an earned run square that's a Shugs bagel that is a goblin, Jovan, that makes it even weirder. Have you had eyes on that square?
I have a little bit, yeah.
Because I was expecting to click on that square and see, a normal 2.5 earned run square for him today. And I was going to take the more than on it. And I look at it, I'm seeing a goblin square. That's crazy. Taijuan Walker's been one of the best pitchers in baseball so far this season, Jovan, and I want to fade him. Giants are catching, 5-10 cents of steam here on the road, which I thought was weird. Phillies still 3 games over 500, but they have not looked great of late. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They're not putting up a ton of runs of late. I don't know. Their offense has looked a little stagnant. We talked about this Phillies team. We like this Phillies team. I just don't like them tonight or right this second. I know they'll get going. They've typically been a second half team. And with all the veterans on that squad, it doesn't really surprise me to hear it. So let's fade while we still can. But I took it one more step, Jovan. I don't even want the Giants in the full game, although I do lean that way, certainly. I want to get out with the first fivers on the ML for the Giants here, looking at some of the squares for Roop. We'll talk about those here in a moment. And the squares for Taijuan Walker. I just want to fade, both those angles on PrizePicks, back Roop, and fade Taijuan Walker, who's been him so far this season. He can't keep getting away with it, Jovan.
Can't.
And I'm willing to put my coins on it to fade.
Yeah.
Okay? W's. Nobody's backing Walker after the Phillies shutout too.
I mean, I don't think anybody's backing Walker really ever. Nobody likes him, but it really doesn't matter because he still comes through with some absolute turkey performances.
Yep. Agreed. We got Oza coming in, dropping a resub as well. Another day where I can't wait to fade Krabs. Okay. Hope that made you feel better, my man. Hope that made you smile. All right. Jovan, let's swing it around to your plays, my man, and see what you're on.
Yeah, speak about double bagels. So you can count this one as a triple bagel because the Rockies got shut out an entire series against the Padres over the weekend. Just horrendous at the plate. Now, it wasn't like they're facing complete Turks, minus like maybe Kyle Hart, even though I guess he's looked pretty good to start the season, but facing really good pitching, really good staff out there in San Diego. And they're obviously first series out of Coors, so they looked really bad. I don't think it's going to be that way against the Dodgers and Dustin May. And that'll probably be a pretty popular angle that he's just going to go out there and shove again today. There's a 1.5 earned runs allowed when he's given up 1 in his first 2 starts combined. And obviously the Rockies got shut out for 3 straight games. I think their offense shows up today at the very least. Am I trusting Senzatella on the other side of the bump? No, he's fucking awful and a horrible matchup for the Dodgers. So if they decide to wake up and Senzatella can't get away with it like he did his first 2 starts compared to the third one in Coors, I wouldn't be shocked. But I do think that the Rockies offense is going to wake up today, especially because they're not the most patient team, and it's definitely a much different matchup than like the first 2 he's had, especially the Nationals, because they don't strike out very much. But the control hasn't really been there in his first couple starts. And the one thing you've learned about the Rockies is, yes, they're going to strike out a shit ton, but when they hit, it's going to come with pop. Obviously, more so in Coors than on the road. But I think they have a good matchup here to do so, especially against a guy who the whole reason like he kind of changed his arsenal is he's throwing a lot more of the off speed, a lot more of the sweeper. If you run into the middle of the plate against one of these Rockies hitters that have power, especially if you have guys on base from walks or just overall bad command and giving up a few base hits here and there, they're going to make you pay for it a little bit. So I think this game ends a little more high scoring, to say the least, than that entire series against the Padres. And I think the Rockies are scoring 3.
Sure. Sign me up. That is a crazy wager that I would love to tell. I was sitting there before BTL today trying to find ways to back the Rockies myself. Couldn't get there. After hearing that sell job, Jovan, that's probably the way to do it. Little team total overaction after getting shut out, not last game, not the last 2 games. How about the last series?
Yeah.
What a joke.
Entire series, crazy.
What an absolute
actually
joke.
Crazy.
I know you guys aren't the biggest NBA fans, but are we getting an NBA playoff preview pods? No, you're not going to get an NBA playoff preview pod, Moose, but we will talk NBA playoffs tomorrow on the show. We could do like a little bit of a mini breakdown, what we like, talking play and tourney, stuff like that. But you're not going to get a whole pod out of us for the NBA, unfortunately. We got Moose2727 dropping a resub for Finesse by Jay. We appreciate you, Moose. You're him. W's. Jovan, you have something to say? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I was just going to say we definitely wouldn't have enough to add NBA-wise to make it a pod, but we'll talk about it, I'm sure, for the play-in tournaments starting tomorrow, and I guess the individual series we can talk about too when those start up.
Sure. I'm in. Let's check out the YouTube chat here. We got a lot of goats getting active. If Judge was on the Nats and Soto wasn't legit, these combos would be vice versa. Well, he's not on the Nats. That's the craziest part. If Krabs is taking the Yankees, we need a tail. Yeah, I'm excited to give the sell job team come back. Perfect day to do esteemed Krabs involving Aaron Judge. I'm just trying to help out our chances with the squad ride, man. That's all it is. Doesn't hurt. But first, if you don't mind, Goodsy, swinging around my plays, I think I do have the Yankees up next.
Yeah, back to the Yankees.
Sure we can. Let's just get right to it, Jovan. Let's talk about why I like the Yankees today. Was between the over and the Yankees. Decided to go with the Yankees, lay some juice. This is still Carlos Carrasco catching steam against Seth Lugo, who's been pretty fucking good once again. He's been pretty fucking good once again. To start the season, he's got that, around 3 ERA, but he's got a terrible matchup tonight against the Yankees, who I was just talking a lot of smack about, which honestly does not, it only helps our chances to see some Yankees runs today, but it also helps seeing that Lugo earned runs allowed square. That's up on PrizePicks. Super weird after he's been great so far this season, which is juiced to the over on the books. That's a great sign. I was also a little bit confused by why Carlos Carrasco had some weird looking squares up there that made me think there's a chance he might have his best outing of the season so far, which wouldn't be saying much. Hasn't showed us much yet so far, but against the Royals on the road, this could be where we see Carlos Carrasco potentially shine, at least minimally, or at least just do enough. Or at least, to be honest with you, the Yankees win this game as long as Lugo gives up that more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. As long as he does that, which he will, we'll talk about that more in a little bit. I love the Yankees' chances here to win a big-time game at home on MLB Network, which is scary because we know Aaron Judge is involved, but I like their chances today up to minus 142 on the money line. They're catching almost 20 cents of steam now, and that total's on the way up as well, which tells me the Yankees have a chance. They're going to put up some runs against Lugo. If they weren't, that total will be closer to 8. The fact that it's at 9 tells me we might get some runs. I think they might be coming from the Yankees. Looking at some of these squares up for these starting pitchers, you can only back Carrasco to do bad when it comes to earn runs on PrizePicks. I think he might go out there and have his best outing of the season. The veteran on prime time, that's one Yankee I can back to do well when the lights are bright. Carrasco. The veteran gets it done.
Crazy statement. Insane.
The veteran gets it done. I'd rather back him than Judge.
Well, I've got another one for you. We can talk about in a little bit.
Sure.
I would love to talk about this this Braves game, since we have plays that probably go one and the same. I like the over in the game. You already talked a lot about Easton Lucas, and you accidentally skipped to that game, but I think this is the one that he finally gets hit up in. The Braves bats are like sneakily starting to wake up. I know, like, if you just box score watch, you'll see it's not as bad as it was like in the first couple weeks or first like week and a half of the season, but it's ticking up slowly. But like, if you've actually watched their bats, for the most part, they've looked better, especially watching a good bit of that series against the Rays. And now you get a lefty. So a lot of these guys that have really looked pitiful at the plate are in their better split, like Austin Riley, who is not one of the guys who has looked really bad as of late. He's actually picked it up. I think he has the best matchup for the Braves on paper, but facing a guy in Easton Lucas that the Braves have really struggled, I don't know, really that entire series against the Rays, but even before that, a lot of secondary stuff. They just look non-competitive. They look horrible. thankfully for them, Easton Lucas throws 60% fastballs, and that number only goes up against righties. So guys like Austin Riley, guys like, I don't know, Sean Murphy, who's now back in this lineup, are in really great spots today. I think they touch him up. I'm with you on the earned runs for Easton Lucas, but on the other side, Grant Holmes, I don't think has a great matchup either because he has command issues, and now you get to face the Jays lineup that is patient, is pesky. You're probably not going to get strikeouts against them, which Grant Holmes, that was one of the main draws in that start against the Phillies that made him look really dominant. So I think it falls apart for him too. I think the Braves bullpen is in a little bit of a rough spot after that series in Tampa as well. The Jays bullpen overall has just not been all that great. I know they've probably been a little bit better than expected, which I'm excited about as a Jays better, but they got to kind of match up in the right places, which against this Braves lineup, I don't really think they're going to be able to do. So if we need back end runs in this game, I do think we get them, but I think it's a really rough matchup for both the starters. So I just took the over.
Yep. Love the play. The one thing that concerns me, I guess, is maybe Grant Holmes goes out there and surprises some people and doesn't pitch as dog shit as people maybe expect. But the only reason I say that is because, like Rita is saying in the chat, he's got a weird 15.5 pitching out square that is extremely reds, but it's juiced to the over on the books. It was kind of a head scratcher to me. Maybe we could talk through that one a little bit, but I mean, look, he could pitch 16 outs and give up 3 or 4 runs, and this over hits with ease. And the Braves bats are the ones that carry anyways. So I'm not worried about this over. I love this over. And I do think the Braves bats are going to be the ones carrying the weight anyway. So it's not really going to matter that much.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm in.
Definitely more on the anti-Lucas than anti-Holmes side of it.
Lucas has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got B Young coming in, resubbing. B Young, you're the GOAT. Appreciate you, Beast. We got Team Comeback in the YouTube chat talking about Vladdy's got to go yah eventually, right? I mean, yeah.
Hope so.
So do.
If that came today, I'd be happy about it. Maybe Krabs wouldn't because he has the Braves ML, but love some runs, period. Whoever's hitting them.
Sure. W's. All right, let's keep moving and grooving here. I am on the Braves money line, and I do like that Holmes more than 15.5 pitching out square. Look, I'm buying low on the Braves. It's really just that simple here, and I want to sell high on Lucas. This Lucas kid, like I, for some reason, was mentioning in the beginning of my sell job earlier when I lost track of where I was, but this Lucas guy, he has been nails. Unbelievable so far this season. Has made 2 starts, gotten 2 wins, hasn't given up a run yet, including one against my Nats where he looked damn near unhittable. Well, he's got a tougher matchup today on paper against this Braves squad. It might not look like it looking at their stats so far this season, Jovan, but we know the Braves are better than this. We know they're due to put up some runs here. It's only a matter of time before the Braves get going offensively, and I think this could be the matchup where they do it. I want to fade Lucas. I want to back runs, mainly from the Braves. Love your over, and I love seeing that we're going to start seeing some 9.5s aloof as well for that over as well. And that's a great sign for the Braves too, I think. I think the ML goes hand in hand with the over, where, look, if Lucas was going to go out there and shove for a 3rd straight start, Jovan, this total would be moving down. It wouldn't be moving up, and it certainly wouldn't open up at 8.5. Not the way the Braves offenses look so far this season. So I don't know. I feel like the books are kind of tipping their hands a little bit with the lines in this game, and I think we are both on the right sides and totals with the over and the Braves.
Yeah.
Right? Braves have been due for 1 whole year. Kinda.
A little bit. They've looked better though, and I agree. Like seeing the total that high to begin with was interesting because we had a whole entire series of baseball in Tampa with the wind blowing out, and that was the highest we saw the total today. As the 8.5 that we saw it to open today, and now it's higher, obviously. So that definitely piqued my interest.
Yep. Quentin Davis said bunch of runs in that game. Love the over. Demon game stack both sides. Not a bad idea, Quentin.
Agreed.
Yeah, somebody tell Trent that could be a good Demon Geyserman. That game, right?
Yeah.
All right. W's, gents. Let's swing it around. Does Jovan have one more straight bet, or is that it?
I do.
Oh, he does. Yep.
Backing Scooball, which is coming off of a great start, which I think, again, box score wise, looked a little better than it was because against the Yankees, he had a lot of foot traffic, especially in the beginning out start. Kind of wiggled his way out of trouble for a while, but didn't end up giving up a run. Now he gets to face a Brewers team that their numbers have gotten a little better, I guess, progressively over the last week and a half against lefties. They're really bad to start the season, but They got Kyle Freeland, who they put some runs up on, and Erod over the weekend. They put runs up on. So they're still relatively bad, 80 WRC plus, 20th in the league. Should be a lot worse. And the big difference, obviously, between Erod, Freeland, and then the other pitchers that they've faced so far this year, which like the Rodones, the Freeds, the Bubich, the Reagans, the Lodolos, all of those guys are strikeout pitchers. So that's obviously a much different level of strikeout stuff that you've seen between those pitchers and the pitchers they actually put up runs on. So it's, again, just kind of a show me thing for the Brewers against any lefty with strikeout stuff. And I don't know if this is like the ceiling game for Screwball where he goes out there and gets a million strikeouts necessarily, but I do think it's a really challenging matchup for them. So I kind of wanted to keep the bullpens out of it and just keep it to a Screwball backing in the start. But until the Brewers show me something against any lefty worth a shit with any sort of, I don't know, swing and miss stuff, I'm going to continue to fade. So other bats have gotten a lot better just in general in like the last 2 series, I guess you could say. Part of that was just playing the dog shit Rockies and Coors, but they got to show me. They got Screwball today.
Okay. I got to show them. And you know what? I'm not opposed to squaring up and laying it there with the Tigers first 5, if it even is squaring up. Get in, get out, back in Screwball, go out there and get the fucking job done. Fade Alexander again. I'm in.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some squares. Okay. Hope everybody's okay out in Cali right now and seeing there's an earthquake or some shit. It's really crazy.
Quake. That's
Prayers up. If anybody out there is in Cali, are you guys okay? Is it over now? Let me know. Let me know. All right, let's talk about some squares. I mentioned both of these earlier. I want to take the less than 4.5 hits allowed for Landon Roop. This kid's going to go out there and shove against the Phillies, whose bats just have not impressed me much of late. So I want to get in, get out, and keep fading them while we still can. You know, they're going to start getting going here towards the middle of the season. Probably close the season out great like the Phillies typically do. But for now, we can fade them, and we can take the less than hits allowed for Landon Roop, who might go out there and walk a guy or two as well, which could end up helping us here as well against some of those, you know, star veteran bats in that lineup. And, you know, look, the Giants are probably going to win this game. And I really like Landon Roop out there, who is minus 135 to the less than 4.5 hits allowed, Jovan. Thought that was pretty weird that this was even up. But if you look at the charts and look at their opponents, people probably aren't taking the less than very often besides me and hopefully a couple of you guys, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to take this less than against the Phillies? Probably not as many people who are taking them more than, looking at that last start. So I'm in. All right, you guys are all good from the earthquake. That definitely scares me. I got some family who lives out there. Got to clean up some glass from the pictures falling. Okay. That is very scary. But good to hear you guys are okay. Phillies off a shutout square Krabs. I don't know if that's that square, Phils, but whatever you got to do to talk yourself into hoping your Phillies win today, I get it. I'd be doing the same thing if I was you. But yeah, I like Landon Roop. Or I like this Roop kit. With that super juicy. I want to check where the odds are at right now because I was surprised that it was even up on the board still. But then that Easton Lucas earned runs allowed square, Jovan, also super juicy to the over on the books, minus 125 after he's had back-to-back shutouts. I've already sold that one enough. We're fading Easton Lucas. We're fading Toronto in this game early on, or for the full game here. But fading Easton Lucas, the starter early on in this game for Toronto. There's going to be some runs. Let's just hope they come mainly from the Braves. And let's hope there's a lot of them. I'm sure Jovan would be cool with that as well.
I'd be really good with that, Krabs.
Yeah, you'd be super good with that. Good.
Yeah.
Nats have a chance today, Krabs. I think they do. I don't know. They're coming off a weird series where I'm expecting them to enter this series pissed off after they left some wins on the table against Miami. That game last night got out of hand.
Probably the toughest matchup Skeens has had so far by a decently wide margin. Because the Nats don't strike out. So this is he's going to have his stuff on his A game. Obviously, the Marlins and Rays don't quite compare, even though I guess the Rays technically have been a much tougher matchup this year. But those 3 teams he's faced are quite different than the Nats lineup right now.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that gives us a good chance. Put the ball in play, Nats. I think they got a chance. And that totals back up to 7.5 as well, which I think only helps the Nats because if they win, they probably have to put up a couple runs in this game. Look, if Brad Lord goes out there and, you know, shoves once again, maybe he is a young ace. I don't fucking know. Who am I to tell him he's not? Dude's the most blue-collar Krabs guy of all time. Dude was moving Christmas trees around last winter at the fucking local Home Depot. You kidding me? How do you not root for that guy? We'll see if he can do it again. I mean, look, he's going against the Pirates, so that helps. Who knows? But Jovan, that total was at 7 before BTL. Now I'm seeing it's back up to 7.5, at least half the places. Probably a good sign for the Nats. And that NL's down like 20 cents as well.
Yeah, I wanted to take that over. Still kind of like that over. I don't know. Wondered if it was initially too low looking at it to where it was overly obvious, even though I guess people just blindly take Skeens no matter what. So maybe nobody's really buying in.
Yeah. I also still stand with what I said a week or so ago, where you take every over in Nats games, you take Nats first 5 instead of full game, you're probably in a better spot. So if you want to back the Nats today, I still think that holds true. I would take them first 5 money line. I know there's some push potential there. Or if you don't care as much about the plus chicken, you can grab them plus a half first 5 on the spreads.
I don't even think.
I don't want the bullpen involved.
This is probably one of the times you might want the bullpen involved.
Because the Pirates bullpen is low-key just as bad.
Just as bad. And, they've been known to win the first 5 and lose the full game with Skeens very, very often.
It is true. Jake Irvin, Mitch Keller, Nerfy tomorrow is an auto. Jesus. Jake Irvin's coming off of just an atrocious first inning. He gave up 4 runs in his last first inning.
Really bad.
But then settled in and closed out really well. How deep does Brad Lord go into the games? Who knows? I mean, recently he's been going anywhere from, 2 to 4 innings. So, I mean, they have more squares up for him today than they ever have. Obviously, every start he makes, I think he's more and more stretched out, or they're more inclined to leave him out there. And the bullpen's not getting much better. So if they can leave him out there, they will, especially with that sub-2 ERA that he's low-key earned up to this point. Pretty crazy. Good on him. 3
players in the top 20 for Ks. Doesn't look good for fading Skeens. I mean, they have a bottom 10 K rate in the league against righties. And I can guarantee you probably one of those players is not playing anyway. So I assume one of those
check
players.
The lineup.
Yeah, I would be, if they run Dylan Cruz out there against Skeens, I'd be shocked.
Well, he has sat the last 2 games, so honestly, he might.
Yeah.
Honestly, he might play.
We'll see.
Which is also a convo for another time. I'm not going to get caught up talking about that because this is not a Nats pod. Okay? Let's go check out Jovan Squares. He's cooking up over there. Let's go peep it. Ben Rice and Tatis. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Start with Ben Rice. I'm with you on the Yanks. I'm with you in runs in the game, which has to mean somebody does it against Lugo. There's a couple guys. I don't know how exactly they're going to set up their lineup for this game because I know the one guy that has really good history against Seth Lugo is Goldschmidt, which they lead off a lot against lefties, obviously because they don't want Ben Rice lefty leading off most of the time. But against a righty, I wonder if they'll do it. But it really doesn't change anything about this because Ben Rice could be leading off here. Who knows? But he has a little bit of a strikeout problem. He's been swinging a really hot bat, and I've enjoyed backing him. And his 1.5 hit run RBI has been a demon a lot, and I've enjoyed taking that. Took that on Saturday, and that demon John the Cash when we were sweating it in the Discord. But this is a great matchup for him because he's had a strikeout problem, and Seth Lugo obviously does not miss many bats. So for a bat control guy like Ben Rice, even though you probably more so on a righty, those are going to be the guys that I'm more leaning on to back him and bring him in, hopefully, if he doesn't do it himself. And Goldschmidt and Judge, which is going to go yard after all this bullshit today. But Ben Rice, I think, has a golden matchup because you're going to see a lot of stuff that, frankly, is not going to miss his bat. So love taking, I guess, stacks for the Yankees in matchups like these, and especially Ben Rice when I feel pretty confident that the guys behind him are going to bring him in too. So give me that hit run RBI. Even though he's a leadoff guy, the run square is not up very often either. And this is also a demon square that I've taken a lot, like I said. So maybe a little weird pricing, even if he is in the leadoff spot, but who knows at this point. We'll see when the lineup comes out. I don't really care because he'll be in front of guys that I think are going to dominate Lugo today. So see how that goes. Then Tatis, I had no choice. I had to take somebody, some power righty for the Padres today because Tyone, massive reverse splits guy, has been his entire career, massive fly ball pitcher as well. And he also throws a shit ton of fastballs. So when it came to the Tatis versus Manny Machado debate, which I'll gladly take both. Manny was a little more green, and he's done a lot of work this year, more so against off speed. The guy who's just been crushing fastballs is Fernando Tatis, and I can already see it. This feels like, I guess we talked about this with Corbin Carroll back in like Dinger Tuesday, when we were hitting. I thought I already seen like him hit that looping curveball that Charlie Morton threw. Hashtag thank you, Goots. This feels like a Tyone leaves a cutter in the middle of the plate, which he loves to throw to righties, and he just does not get to the edge of the plate, and Tatis sends it to Mars. So, have no choice but to back the GOAT. I'll do it every single game. He's just at an unbelievable level right now, but he gets a great matchup too.
Okay. We got Patch Edwards coming in, resubbing W Patch. We're coming in with a follow and the immediate subscription. Not even a subby for the peeps, but he's subbing himself. W new subby, Patch Edwards. Appreciate you, my man. Dropping a follow and subbing 10 minutes into it. Love to see it. Let's see what the YouTube chat has to say. Got a feeling he goes yards on Carrasco.
Who?
Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving to grooving. I'm locking in the Sharp Report 4-man as well, Jovan, and I will drop that link in the Twitch chat for the peeps to tail as well. I think for now, maybe we could talk about some of the rest of these MLB games on the slate. Let the people know where our heads are at. You in?
Yep.
Sure. We already talked about the Nats game, probably plenty, along with the Giants. Any additional thoughts on those two pups?
No.
Okay.
Still kind of dancing around that under or that over in the Nats game. Seeing it move up is definitely piquing my interest a lot more. Could be in there.
I think you take an over in every Nats game, you're in business. I think Nats game overs are going to end up hitting, 55 to 65% of the time when the season's done.
Yeah.
Looking at this bullpen. So, yeah, I'm in. I'm in for some runs and a great sign for that total moving back up. Sure. Are you with me on the Giants' first fivers?
I can get with you. I'm always down for a Taiwan fade, of course.
Okay. Sure. Rice getting taken off the boards. Never mind, it popped back up. Okay.
Yeah, it's not gone. It's still there.
Good. Love to hear that. All right. I need the Red Sox Rays report today, Jovan, because we got Tanner Hoke, a gentleman who we're fading this season, against Shane Baz, who's been, knock on wood, really solid so far this year. I don't want to jinx him. Can I get the breakdown of this game?
Yeah. It's one that I looked at for a little bit, and it's kind of tough matchups for the two of the guys, Tanner Houck especially, because like the Rays, like we've been talking about for the beginning of the season, and part of that's just because they're hurt right now. So guys like Josh Lowe are not in the lineup, and like they've been playing a little bit more Danny Jansen, who, as bad as he is, he's not striking out as much as like Benny Barrels, Ben Rortfed. But the Rays against righties, I mean, they have what? The 7th lowest strikeout rate, which is why a lot of people consistently are getting burned taking pitchers Ks against the Rays because they're so strikeout heavy the last couple of years. Not the case this year. So for a guy like Tanner Houck, who already just missed very many bats, it's kind of a disastrous scenario for him. So I think the Rays offense can play well. And obviously I think Shane Baz has a little better of a matchup on the other side because he can miss bats, and the Red Sox have been a lot more prone to striking out. So, I mean, I lean the Rays, lean the over, but feels like one of those games where something goes wrong runs-wise, which I'm hoping would be the Rays, because that would be the side that would make more sense, not just because I'm rooting for them in the game.
Yep. Okay. What about thoughts on Detroit, Milwaukee? You're on Detroit first fivers.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you on that puppy. Here's a game we have not touched on yet that I really need your thoughts on. The Mets and the Twins, Jovan. What are your thoughts on Holmes versus Joe Ryan?
I mean, we're Joe Ryan guys here, to be honest with you. And I'm not quite like a Clay Holmes guy just yet. And I know he's looked better in some spots in like his recent starts, but I just don't think it's overall there yet because he's still pitching like his stuff is going to play as a starter when he's taking like 3 miles per hour off the sinker. So it's not generating as much swing and miss. Like, I don't think he fully realizes that yet, but against this Twins team that pretty much anything you throw that doesn't generate swing and miss probably will, because that lineup is just really, really bad right now. I think it could play. So I kind of like the under in this game. It's because I want to bet on Joe Ryan to bounce back and facing other offenses really can't get it together right now outside of the one game in Sacramento. So I think this is a spot for both of them to do kind of well.
I could see it. Some of home squares made it seem like he might pitch pretty darn good today.
Yeah.
I think Ryan has a chance to go out there and shove as well. I was a little bit worried about that total up at 8, but seen some 7.5s aloof as well. See where it ends up. Okay. Rito saying high wins. Sure. Yep. All right, let's keep moving and grooving here. I'd probably play the Mets on the ML, but again, I want to take I would play the Twins on the ML, but I'm going to take my Twins coins from yesterday and run. I don't want to go back to the fakest sharp team ever in baseball 2 days in a row. Taking my coins and running. Although that definitely looks like it's the Twins.
Probably is.
Looking at that ML. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Understandably so.
Because again, sometimes teams are just fake sharp to get you to bet on them, and then you lose coins. And I've just learned the Twins are certainly one of those teams. Got lucky yesterday. No need to get involved today. For some reason, the books think they're way better than they are. They're not. All right, Houston and St. Louis. This one's interesting. We are anti-Sonny Gray guys. Certainly not Sonny Gray guys. But are we Sonny Gray guys today? Looking at this line, I kind of think the Cards might stay hot. Get a 20-cent line move here. I guess you can make an argument that maybe the Astros opening up a favorite on the roads with the Cardinals coming off that big win yesterday is just as weird as the Cardinals being favorites with 4.5 ERA Sonny Gray on the bump. But maybe the books aren't really giving a hoot about how Sonny Gray's looked this season. Maybe they're just factoring in how good he's been over the last couple of years. I don't know. Thought it was a good sign for the Cardinals, though, catching about 15 cents of steam throughout the last, couple hours or so.
Not just like it's not even like he's juiced under with a 2.5 earned run line, but he has a 1.5 earned run line. So, I mean, that probably tells you what to expect from Sonny Gray today. I know everybody likes his Ks because the Astros right now are striking out a shit ton, and I won't disagree with that at all. I do think like the interesting part of the matchup for the Cardinals is though, like I've talked about how they're not talking about guys like how Nolan Arenado has kind of started the season and a lot of the like righties in that lineup, but the Cardinals have been solid against lefties and they hit the ball in the air a ton. So it's kind of not only like a weird matchup because I'm interested to see how they do against lefties and how that continues throughout the rest of the year, but they put the ball in the air a ton against a heavy ground ball pitcher in Framber's. That's not exactly what he wants either. It's like even if he doesn't go out there and give up like 6 and get absolutely shelled, I feel like this the guy who like lives with a lot of traffic because again he's a ground ball pitcher. He's not missing very many bats incredibly often. The Cardinals are going to stack a couple hits, which could be, I think, trouble for him because there's no double plays consistently to like get himself out of it. So like I think it's probably the Cards today.
Could not agree more. And I want to fade Framber. I don't know. He's been solid overall. I want to fade him though. And I think that's some respect for the Cards. I'm with you. Although I don't want to make a habit out of it because I'm not a big fan of Sonny Gray overall.
Yeah.
Just
I don't want to be betting on him too much.
If you guys are having problems with your mic in the YouTube, do me a favor, hit the refresh button and it should help. And drop some W's in the YouTube chat if it did. Okay, hit the refresh button. Apologies if the mic sound weird. I don't know why, but somebody said if you hit the refresh button in the YouTube, it starts to work again. Well, let me know. Okay. I will also drop the link to the Sharp Report 4-man here in the Twitch chats. Here it is. Boom. There she blows. W's. That's a beautiful looking lineup. And I'll tell you what, Jovan, I'm going to have to circle back for another one because I got too many squares today.
Wow.
Or maybe we can craft up an 18-minute beat team later. I don't give a hoot as long as it hits.
Definitely need it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got plenty of squares. Would love to talk about them. All right, we got some W's in the YouTube. I think we're good. W life hack. Hit the refresh button. Next thing you know, the mics work. Riddle me that one. Jovan, thoughts on Talion and Cease, my man? How do you think this one plays out?
I mean, it feels like a exact same situation kind of yesterday where it's like the obvious, I guess not the exact same situation because it's different teams and the Padres didn't get their shit worked the day before. Obviously they shut out the Rockies for a whole series, but it's like the obvious, I don't know, fade the Cubs spot because they're coming off of Sunday Night Baseball with travel. So I would assume you're going to see a lot of C's in a bounce back spot, I guess, plays today, which I don't 100% disagree with. Like, I think he's going to be all right in the start. I just don't think he's going to be like blow your socks off perfect. It was just kind of what you need because that's what the lines are priced into everything, especially because he's like so not strikeout heavy anymore. That's not the way he's really playing his stuff. He's pitching to contact a little bit more. And against the Cubs lineup, I know they're coming off of Sunday night with travel, so it's a weird situation, even though they didn't go very far. But I don't know. It's hard to rely on that pitching against the Cubs. It's like I maybe lean like a couple runs in this game. I'm still scared to do it because it is the Sunday night team with a little bit of travel, but I don't think C's will be Cy Young today. But when you have Tyon on the other side, who's going to give up, I think, some damage to some of the righties in the lineup, it's probably not a great recipe for him either.
No, I agree. All right. Something's been off with these two veterans so far this season. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yep.
They probably don't both fix their issues in this game, right? And if anything, maybe we see some bum starts from both of them again.
Yeah, I do think like there's a possibility that, like, if the Padres get to tie on early enough, like, it's probably going to get ugly. There's going to be a lot of runs. Like, I think both of these pitchers, like, if they get hit up just the slightest bit early, whoever ends up scoring those runs are going to score a lot.
Sure. Chat, yeah. TMA back tomorrow. Massive developments. TMA back tomorrow. You guys all better be in there early, bright and early for TMA with W vibes for Mikey and Joshy tomorrow morning. TMA will make its return. Okay, I think he just landed recently, or he's in the air, or he's heading back to Dallas today. So, W Mike. All right, let's bring the positive vibes in the TMA chat tomorrow, bright and early. Cannot wait for TMA again tomorrow. Okay. And I think I already shouted out Patch Edwards, but if I didn't, again, you're got it. Whereas Trent, first-time chatter, sure. Dre, really different. Dre might really be different, folks. W, first-time chatter. Trent is on in about 28 minutes, my man. And we are not going to run over today. I'm not letting that happen. W Goots. Keep me in check, Gootsy. Will you? Keep me in check. Just tail Jovan toothpaste. Sure. W Captain Slim. I've heard worse ideas. Never knew I needed my weekly Diana Taurasi rants. Yeah, you don't know how good you have it till it's gone, Goots. Canadian Goots in the chat. It's facts. Yep. You don't know how good you have it till it's gone. Sure. All right, let's keep moving and grooving. We got Zach Campbell is waiting in the StreamYard to be brought up. I bet, C-Dot. I bet. I wish that was the case. I would pay a lot of money for that to be the case. I wish, man. All right, Jovan, we got about, 25 minutes left. We went over all the baseball games. People in chat were asking about some hockey talk. So out of respect for them and for you, who's been pretty dialed on the ice all season, do you have anything you like on the ice today? I know, and break it down for the peeps too. Do any of these games matter? The season ends on Thursday, right? Only a couple games left. What's good with the slate?
Yeah, I mean, a majority of these games don't really matter at all. The one I guess I can see that matters is like it involves the Blackhawks because the Habs need to win to clinch their spot. But I mean, they're minus 350 favorites, so fuck are you going to bet in that game realistically? But other than that, like the Stars are playing tonight. That matchup's already clinched. I think technically they're still playing for home ice, or I guess they're not because the Avs only have one game left. So that Stars game means absolutely nothing. There's really not much. Like the Kings Oilers is the only one that I guess kind of means something because they're playing for home ice against each other, but it's such a weird game because they play each other every single year in the playoffs, it seems like, and they've already played a handful of times this year. So that game's going to be like, what are you going to show me? I assume it's not going to be very much from either side. So that's why I don't have any plays on the ice today. I don't really care for it personally.
Yeah. Can I throw a couple at you that were looking at me funny and then we can move?
Sure.
Wanted to play Detroit today potentially, but worried that it looks too easy. It's kind of looked like Dallas has been losing games on purpose of late, and I know they're not, but they just don't really care about winning because, like Jovan told me before the show today, they've already clinched their seat, right? So they can't really improve. There's nothing to play for. They're not going to play their guys. They don't want them to get hurt, and there's a reason why they keep losing. Those are about 10 of them right there. Is it too easy? Are people too hip to it? Is it the square move fading Dallas at this point, Jovan? What do you think?
I don't know if it's the square move necessarily, but I will say like the Red Wings have been playing hard, I guess, to close the season. I watched their game against the Bolts on it wasn't this weekend. I think it was Thursday or Friday. And granted, like the Bolts are still playing for something. They're playing for home ice against the Panthers, and they have been all weekend, so they looked reinvigorated. They beat the Panthers a couple games before that too. So they're a team that's out of like the teams that are already eliminated. They look a little more rejuvenated than the others. So like you can't really say it's too square or not when you got teams that aren't playing for anything matched up against each other, especially when it's, I believe, their last home game too, the Wings. So like I could get down with that.
Yeah. They've been playing hard. I still kind of want to back the Wings, and after hearing that, I might get there. Lions moving their way as well. They're barely even a dog at this point. They got minus signs next to them. I might have to play that. Detroit ML on the ice. Okay. There was one more game that was kind of looking at me funny. I think it was this LA game.
The Kings Oilers.
Edmonton. Yeah, have the Kings caught like a bunch of steam over the last couple minutes or something?
Seems like they have.
Yeah, they were like 125 like an hour or two ago, right?
I believe so, yeah. Maybe
I think
even
so
shorter
too.
than that.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to take the Kings here in this spot, but two reasons are scaring me. Number one. Okay. Yeah. All the Oilers players are out. Yeah. I wanted to take the Kings, though, but every time I fade the Oilers or bet an Oilers game, 9 times out of 10, I lose coins. So that also scares me a little bit. And the last time they played, LA beat them 3-0. So for those two reasons, I might be out.
This is also probably going to be the playoff matchup as these two, right, Jovan?
For the 75th time in a row.
For literally, they play every single year. So
every year, dude. And the Oilers just own them.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an angle for that, but
yeah, I mean, maybe it's the Kings like just sacking up because like they essentially know they have some success against them in the regular season. They can never beat them in the playoffs. So like I don't know. The part that makes it challenging is just like if you're the Kings, the Oilers are a little undermanned at this point. So do they really care to win? I don't know. Do you really care to show them everything you can do against them in the process? I also don't know. So like maybe an under Hoffy. I wouldn't really hate that at all. Every one of these games, it seems like in the regular season, are just gritty defensive battles. But yeah, that's what makes this game so unbelievably difficult.
Yeah. And the right thing to probably do then is stay off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just no fun, though. But that's probably the move. Might just go Detroit on the ML and back to stinky Red Wings. Go about my day. No NBA today, right? Because we got the play-in tourney starting tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow on BTL if you're down. Craft up at a good old-fashioned TNT two-piece for tomorrow. How's that sound to you guys? Sounds pretty good to me.
Wow, we might need that.
Might need it. First ever postseason TNT two-piece.
First
ever. It's a reverse Uno Judge move here where it actually performs better in the postseason. I could see it.
I don't know how you snuck Judge in there, but it's impressive.
I don't know how he looks like he's swinging with fucking dental floss every time the postseason starts, but we're here. We're here. I mean, if you guys think I'm just making it up, go Google his stats. I'm not. It's abysmal. I'd rather have Jacoby Ellsbury on the Yankees.
Jacoby Ellsbury.
And that guy hit 100s and looked like he was losing on purpose and was a spy for the Red Sox. I'd rather have Jacoby. Best of luck the next 4 days, Krabs. Sure.
Shout out to Jolly. Jolly
Crab,
versus
man.
attitude.
Somebody's winning. Also, I did not know it was a 4-game series. Okay. Sure. Very cool. Yeah, you might get Brad Lorded tonight, Rab. We'll see.
Brad Lorded.
Watch out.
It's an absurd verb.
Watch out. Blue collar Brad taking the ball on the road. You're taking 3 or 4. I honestly think we do because we're coming in a little pissed off. We beat Arizona in a series. We beat LA in a series. You get a little fat, happy, complacent. People are saying, oh, Dave Martinez's job secure. Next thing you know, you drop 2 bad games to the Marlins. I think they come in a little pissed off to the series. We'll see.
Shout out Salazar. He's shooting up the relief rankings.
He's him.
He's on my radar, Krabs.
He's actually
no shot he's on your radar.
Yeah. He's on my radar.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
Don't sleep. Okay. Does it not feel like a Braves/Yankees demon lineup could have major life? No, it does. It certainly does, Jabrowski, in the chat. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We got a little less than 20 minutes left. We're not going over today. We got the Surge stream starting up in 19 minutes, chat. So get ready. Get those plays primed up. Okay. We got Zamarant coming in hot, resubbing. No way that he made this his caption. Zach Campbell, GOAT. Sure he can. Zamarant, bro. What?
Zach Campbell, GOAT.
Crazy way to waste a sub. Unbelievable. Yeah, GG, lads. Zamarant's a fire name. It is. It is. Jovan, we could craft up a demon lineup involving those two teams. We could take our time and not rush it and craft up an A team and a B team later. We could try to craft up a lineup right now. We got Snacks coming in, blessing up Jay Prasoski with a resub after that W chat. W Snacks. Appreciate you, Beast. What do you want to do, Jovan? Where's your head at, my man? You want to craft up a lineup?
You said you had a lot of squares. I'd love to hear some of your angles.
I do.
Well, I do have to point out. I do have to point out, especially now that we have it on the screen, that is Kyron Paris formula right there.
Haven't gotten one congratulatory handshake, thank you, smile, thumbs up. I have not gotten one Phil Mickelson thumbs up for that Kyron Paris square. It's fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, I mean it's
bullshit. Hey, thanks, Goots.
W thumbs up from Goots.
You got to give a way creepier smile though than that, Goots, if you want that to be the Phil thumbs up. There we go. Yep, get those teeth down.
Torque's been literally Barry Bonds mucking his 1.5 hit run RBI line for a straight week, and now you finally got a fantasy score of 5.5 on the board.
Wow. Are we fading Pork?
I mean, this is your formula right here, Krabs.
That is the Krabby Patty secret formulas. Would you rather fade his hits, runs, RBIs?
I mean, I don't think it'll matter realistically.
And Alex Call just hit a leadoff nuke against Skeens, I bet. I wish that was true, Ace 4. Excuse me. I wish that was true. You know what? It could be in T-minus a couple hours. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Side note, I hope CJ Abrams is okay. His leg and knee have been pretty fucked up all season. Pretty impressive. He's hitting like Barry Bonds on one leg. How does he do? Hope he's back soon. Man, fading Pork right now is a Krabs play. It would be, Hoffy. Could be the difference. I mean, Jovan, I'll be honest with you. My initial inkling when I'm trying to fade guys or take less thans is that I'd always rather fade the hit run RBI rather than the fantasy score because I feel like there's more ways for it to hit. But I want to hear you out.
I mean, just for
you did bring up the fantasy score, so
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's just because of like when they put that up is kind of the sign. But
yeah, Torque ain't stealing any bases either, so you don't need to worry about that.
Torque ain't stealing any bases, and even if he walks once, like he'd need to walk twice for him to only have one hit run RBI or less, and still go over fantasy score.
Okay.
It's like I feel
so
like
you're thinking.
If Tyler Alexander in the Brewers pen walks him twice, I think you tip cap to that if he scores. And
you're saying
one of those.
You're saying it might even help taking the less than fantasy score because is
there
a world where he gets two singles?
And still, RBI single or just 2 hits and no hits, no runs RBI, and you're still green.
Yeah,
I'd take my chances with that, especially because like I also like the under in that game. Part of it or most of it's because of Scooball, but I think we're probably going to get one of those random Alexander really good starts too.
Okay. Sign me up, dude. Spencer Torkelson, less than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Hell yeah. Again, Snacks, you're goated. Zamarant, you're goated. Patch Edwards, you're goated. B. Young, you're goated. Moose, you're goated. All the goats who've come in here, drop subs today. Tons of subs on a Monday.
Goated.
As usual. Tons of subbies. Appreciate all you goats.
I will say this, scared he's played every single day. Torque could be potential off day.
Ooh.
But we'll see.
Okay. Well,
I had an inkling with Vinny the other day, just fantasy team wise, and he was DH, so I was close. But
yeah,
we could see.
Okay, or maybe he pulls a Bub Carrington and just plays every game this year for the team.
That's also true. I mean, that'd be great.
Be cool.
He's playing all star level right now.
buzzer beaters last night
Yeah,
to close the season.
Bub's had a tough year. He's had some family bullshit going on off the court as well. So good to see him getting his flowers this week on the socials. Shout out, Bub.
Shout out,
I believe in Bub.
Man.
All right. W's. Total Slayer. Yep. T minus 15. Appreciate you, Total Slayer. You are him. Don't ever forget it. Okay. All right. You gave me a torque less than square. I'm in. Now let me throw you a square.
Yep.
Let me find them. Well, you brought up one, but I don't want to steal your thunder. I'll let you pitch that earn run square later. Let me I think it was a hits allowed square.
We can thank Trent for the gifteds today. Hashtag thank you, Trent. Love that. And yeah, good point from SBR. They probably won't send him against a lefty.
I like that Talion more than 5.5 hits allowed for the Cubbies. And I liked the Clay Holmes less than 4.5 hits allowed.
Wow.
I like that Tyler Alexander more than earned runs, Goots, but it worries me because I think there's still a chance he could just be one of those lucky sons of guns up there on the bump this year. I think there's still a chance. It concerns me minimally. I'm not ready for this new soundboard. Let's fucking go, Trent. W's, the Ferrari. Okay.
No way.
W Trent. We got the surge stream starting up in 13 minutes. Chat, let's go. Krabs, you don't think Talion's lines are really weird, Snack says? Let's pull up Talion. Let's go look at some of his squares.
So his stuff looks relatively normal, I'd say.
Strikeouts are a little low, maybe. I mean, I don't love seeing that earn runs allowed square. It looks like an easy more than to click. But yeah, I like his more than 5.5 hits allowed for Talion. I really like that. No way, is it gone?
No. Oh, it's not gone. It's just doing that. But I will say the Padres have not lost at home yet.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
11 or no, not 11. No, is it 11 now?
I don't know.
Yeah. 11 or no.
That's crazy.
That should go well.
Yeah, that might be enough to keep me off of that, Gootsy. But I tried to get cute and fade that angle yesterday, and it didn't work out too well.
I mean, here's the thing about Tyon. Like, he's going to have to pitch a while because the Cubs have no pen. Kind of went all hands on deck for the last 2 games against the Dodgers. Not their pen's like really good to begin with, but I mean, they got Merriweather pitching back-to-back days. Theobar pitched back-to-back days. Keller and Hodge both pitched yesterday. Presley pitched yesterday for a little bit. So, like, the best you're going to get, like, they have no depth guys other than, like, Pearson that they're willing to run out there for a little bit. So, he's got to be tossing for a bit.
We got SBR coming in hot with a resub. Let's go, SBR. Sure we can. Jovan, I'm blown, dude. They had a 15.5 pitching out square for Grant Holmes that I think I mentioned on here briefly before, but
yeah,
dude, that shit's gone. It's gone. And it was one of the most popular squares up there on PrizePicks. And looking at the recent charts, I'll tell you right now, it was not because people were taking the more than. People were all taking the less than. And now it's gone. And I'll tell you what, the juice was favoring the over before the show today. And I bet you when I go look at it right now.
I'm looking at it right now. It's minus 120 to the over 15.5. So.
Damn, that's weird. Know. The juice hasn't moved.
Could do a Holmes and Holmes law firm 2-piece.
Holmes and Holmes law firm.
People forget there's 2 Holmes
pitching today.
It's actually insane.
We can fade Holmes or Clay Holmes. I don't know.
It's actually insane. We got multiple Holmes.
Where's Santonio when you need him? You know? I mean,
he didn't catch that ball.
Dude, I like Grant Holmes more than pitching outs, but I mean, that could also make me like his more than hits allowed that's up there and super, super high. 5.5 compared to what he's been doing. I also kind of like his more than earned runs allowed, but I'm also on the Braves. So that's a fine line you're walking there, a thin line you're walking.
We do have, I guess, one of the weirder lines on the books that has a square attached to it, I would say. That's on the Braves, if you wanted to go that route.
What do you got?
I mean, I know he's been one of the better, more consistent hitters in that lineup because nobody else has really done it, but Austin Riley is unbelievably juicy for his total bases and like his run, which is not a square on the board or not a regular square, it's a goblin. But there's not many guys that I can look at and say, other than like Judge, other than not even like today, like Ohtani, like all the goats I see like minus 130 for their total bases when they have good matchups. Austin Riley ain't one of those goats, but he is today, which definitely stood out to me a little bit.
It's a little weird.
It's a great matchup for him because you get to lefty who throws a shit ton of fastballs and he's been crushing them. But that juice seems like crazy out of place.
Yeah, that's super fucking weird. I could be convinced with a little Austin Riley love, maybe a little 1.5 TBs action, more than.
Yeah. He's also, I think, the only player in the game to be at 2.5 hit run RBI on the books as well. Like that's a normal line.
Freeze is saying he sold everybody yesterday too.
He sold everybody yesterday? No way people took him yesterday against Joe Boyle. And I guess they have a couple people there now. Only Brave at 2.5.
Okay. Sean Murphy Day potentials?
Yeah.
He's been him coming out of his injury. This is a little not as green a chart as I thought it would be, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a good matchup for him too. I don't know if I would fade.
All right, we'll see what we can craft up for you guys, and we'll drop it on X in the Discord. You guys know where to find it. We'll put the BTL plays in the Discord as well. Could be a good time right now to plug the Discords. I could drop the link to the Discords in the chat. I'll pull that up real quick, and then we will get to the squad ride here in a moment, guys, okay? Let me go ahead and drop this link, though, for you guys so you can get involved. Okay? All right, W. Goots. Goots is him. Get involved. The Discord link is in the chat. If you guys have not joined the Discord, it's free. It's fun. Trent's been marinating in there for the last week or so. He was in there like all day yesterday, sweating out baseball, sweating out the Masters. Get involved. Plenty of lineups to tail, plenty of bets to tail, plenty of combos to listen to in there. Some like spaces type things. Yeah, Goots, you were fucking sharp as attack the entire Masters, bro.
Attack.
Sharp as attack. SBR, you're him for the resub. I appreciate you, Goat. I think I already shot you out, but you deserve to. All right. Gootsy, I think it's about that time, my man. We got 5 minutes left. Let's craft up a little squad rides. Run that puppy. I'm trying to see that train. All right, chat. 4-1 last week on squad rides, and I fumbled the bag on Friday. We could have had a perfect week. That's on me. Let's hit the reset button today, Jovan. But overall, great week last week. Not going to complain about it. Let's run it back. Let's run it back, right? What are you in love with today?
Definitely love me some gross plays, Krabs. And the Rockies, after 3 straight shutouts, are staring at me to score 3.
What's the Kyle Juice check?
Kyle Juice check. I got it in minus 130. Let me see where it is right now. Still see the same.
Okay. St. John, I did have a unit on it live, but I'm not going to sit up here and do any backflips. It was only plus 150. I know a lot of you guys in the chat probably cashed at much better prices or maybe even pre-tourney at plus 650 if you're sharp as attack. I know Gootsy had to cash a Rory ticket in his pocket. I know I'm sure he had a couple tickets. But you know Gootsy had a Rory ticket in his back pocket. Come on.
I had plenty of them.
Yeah, this is the Masters we're talking about here. Give me a break. Nats over Billy. I don't know if that's making the cut. Chaco has Rory with the Caps and the Thunder to win their championships. Chaco, holy shit, bro. Caps could not be playing worse.
I'll tell you that much.
Caps could not be playing worse heading into the postseason. Maybe that's a good thing, right? Maybe that's a good thing for the Caps. The one year they actually won it, nobody thought they could. And every year people think they win it. They never do. So maybe that's a good thing for the Caps, right? All right. Jovan, we'll put that Rockies team total over in this puppy. Would love to back the Rockies. I'm in.
Real question is, what do we do with the Braves game?
Well, before we get there, I think we got another box we can check off here pretty easily because did a steamed Krabs on the Yankees today, and I got the Yankees ML sitting over there.
Yep. Tag the
They're
Yanks
not losing.
in.
Let's put them in there. Yankees ML. Now, what do we do about the Braves Blue Jays over and the Braves ML? We could do Braves team total over, like the chat's saying. We could just sack up and take the full game over, which I'm kind of leaning to right now because some of those other squares that are up for Grant Holmes makes it seem like, sure, he might get more than 15 and a half pitching outs, Jovan, but he's probably going to give up a run or two or maybe three. A couple hits as well. Looking at that hits allowed square. The more that I've looked at it, the more we've talked about it, the more I'd be inclined to go the over in that game. What say you?
Let's ride the over. I'm down.
Dubs. Let's get 3 plays, 3 winners, folks. 3 plays, 3 winners.
Best play, no meme voting.
Vote for the best play. Don't be a scum. Please click the button of your favorite play today. If more than half the people do that, we're in business. Be a good person. Be a good guy. Be a good bettor. We're not here for fun. We're here to cash. And mixing in a little fun as well. Roasting Aaron Judge. Right? And you have to squeak in some fun. Okay? Get involved, chat. 3 plays, 3 winners. Okay? You got the Rockies team total over 2.5. You've got the Yankees on the money line. And how about the Braves and Blue Jays over 9? 3 plays, 3 winners. Get involved. Hurry up. Go, go, go. You got 2 minutes to lock in your votes, and you've got the Surge stream starting up right after this in 2 minutes. Okay? Please click the button of the play you like the most today, the play that you know is turning green. Please. All right? 3 plays, 3 winners, chat. Rockies team total, Yankees money line. And we've got the Braves, Blue Jays over. Get involved.
Sure.
No need to tie, Dave Martinez burner. No need to troll. No need to tie. All right? We got livelihoods at stake here, man. We can't be making meme votes. Give me a break.
Can't.
We got coins on the line. What are we doing? Click the right button to your favorite play you heard us talk about today. The play you know is turning green, just like you guys did 4 to 5 days last week. Let's stay hot. Come on. 3 plays, 3 winners, Jack. Get involved. All
For
right.
ties, Chad, I'm not picking the one you want. So,
Wow. Foot down from Gutsy.
Insane.
We got Young Marsh coming in hot. Krabs, I'm all for the Judge slander. Being a Yankees fan myself, someone has to do it. I've never heard a Yankee fan say that before. That's interesting.
Wow.
Maybe things are changing around these parts. 3 plays, 3 winners, chat. Hurry up, go, go, go. And no, that is not my burner account typing that in here. Although it kind of looks like it is. 3 plays, 3 winners, chat. 3 plays, 3 winners. Rockies team total over. And the Yankees money line. Sure. I think that's a smart move today, chat. After the steamed Krabs, I think that's a smart move, Jovan. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. All right, chat. We'll meet you guys at the cash counter. W Yankees ML for the squad ride. Do me a favor. Stick around for the Surge stream. Pitch Trent a winner, please. All right, let's keep the tempo and pace crispy in the Surge stream as well today. A lot of goats want to get up there and give their sell jobs. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Judge should not be a captain of the World Baseball Classic team. But let's hope he can go out there and do job and hit a home run for the first time in like 2 weeks tonight. He's been cold as ice. Captain America has been. We'll see if that changes tonight, Jovan, with the Yankees ML. All right?
Yep, we'll see it.